Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and that's right, today we're looking at a 1960 Topps card of Jerry Casale with the Boston Red Sox, and he was a pitcher. And Jerry's rookie card is a 1959 Topps, and then he had the 60 card, and then a 1961 card. So 59, 60, and 61 for Jerry Casale, a pitcher with the Boston Red Sox. Now, Jerry, he was born in Brooklyn, and he was a big Dodger fan. And in high school, he played his freshman and sophomore year, but then the school didn't have a baseball team, and so he played with the CYO, a Catholic Youth Organization League, and he was scouted by quite a few teams. And he was invited actually to go and throw batting practice for the Brooklyn Dodgers, his favorite team in high school. And so he threw batting practice, and they were taking a look at him, the Dodgers were, and the very first batter he was going to face was none other than Roy Campanella, the great Roy Campanella. So Jerry Casale got to face Roy Campanella in batting practice. He's in high school. He's at Ebbets Field. You can only imagine how Jerry's feeling facing the great Roy Campanella. And his very first pitch, he almost hit him. And that was his last pitch that he threw in that batting practice. One pitch, high and tight to Roy Campanella, knocked him down, and that was his last chance to throw there at Ebbets Field. So I just really thought that story was amazing. And here's this 1961 Topps card showing Roy Campanella's a 51, 53, and 55 MVP. Of course, Roy Campanella, one of the greatest catchers of all time. So that was Jerry Casale's experience as a high school kid. And after high school, then he signed with the Red Sox. And their scouting report said he was a hard-throwing, tough-talking big fella. And he was in the minor leagues from 52 to 56. And in 3 years, he had a 55 and 30 record in 1954, 55, and 56. And he was really hoping to come up with the Red Sox in 57, but he was drafted into the U.S. Army. And so he spent 57 and part of 58 in the Army, and he made his very first Major League Baseball appearance on September 14th of 1958. Now, Jerry, he came up with the Red Sox then again in 59, and he had a good record, 13 and 8, 9 complete games with 3 shutouts, and he was named the Red Sox Rookie of the Year. And Jerry said, getting to play with Ted Williams was the biggest thrill of his career. He had a locker right next to him in the locker room. And as a matter of fact, he also hit a home run off a future Hall of Famer, Early Wynn. In 1960, then, the year of this card, he had a 2-9 record. He had a bad arm. It started to really plague him. And instead of going to the doctor, he went to the bullpen. And the arm problems never went away. He was traded to the Angels, and he was the first Angel pitcher to take a loss for the expansion Los Angeles Angels. And he said as of notoriety, he did give up Carl Yastrzemski's first 2 RBIs when he faced young Carl as a rookie. And then he was traded to the Detroit Tigers in June of 1960. He left the LA with a 1-5 record, and then he spent 1961 in the minors, came back up in 62 with Detroit, appeared in 18 games, 17 of them were in relief, and he made his last Major League appearance July 22nd of 1962. He had a 17 and 24 record in the big leagues with a 5.08 ERA and 207 strikeouts. And again, it was his arm problems that really plagued him. He said, I should have went and seen the doctor instead of going to the bullpen. But Jerry, after retiring from baseball, he went back home to New York City, and him and his brother opened up a restaurant, an Italian restaurant called Pino's Restaurant. And it was in Manhattan, next, I guess, to the Hyatt Hotel where the Red Sox stayed at. And it was known as a place for the Red Sox to come, the team to come and eat Italian food, the fans. It was within walking distance of New York's Grand Hyatt. And Pino's was the favorite for Red Sox fans to come to. And they ran that restaurant for a long time. After 9/11, it was closed in 2003. Jerry and his wife had to close the restaurant, but Jerry had a brief MLB career. And again, arm injuries got so many of these guys back then. They didn't have the medical, a little bit of rest and go to the bullpen was kind of the remedy for a bad arm. And Jerry did have a decent career though. And again, he said his greatest experience was getting to play with Ted Williams and share a locker right next to him in the locker room. And that's the story of Jerry Casale. Again, a guy that had a 4 or 5 year career and did his best that he could. And what an experience it was for him to have faced the great Roy Campanella in high school and to almost hit Roy. I'm sure that was something he told his kids and grandkids about. So that's the story of Jerry Casale, guys. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. And again, I love going through my 1960s, early 60s baseball cards and the story behind the cardboard. These guys had a life, and it's always fun to research it and learn more about them. All right, guys, take care. Until next time, enjoy the hobby.